Dear listeners of Teacher Kaligo Dotto Njige channel, don't you ever wonder why there are people who suffer in their marriages? Some don't get married, they don't melt. Others are endless quarrels. Others kill each other like a woman. Others talking to each other. Some are married to demons, devils. Why are some worshiping gods? Those African traditions and customs. I have brought you analysis of a novel known as The Concubine, written by Elechi Amadi from Nigeria in the year of 1966, before the independence of Nigeria. Elechi Amadi wrote The Concubine, focusing on the issue of superstition beliefs for Africans because Africans believe in worshiping gods to help them. Elechi Amadi wrote this novel with the aims of informing Africans about witchcraft issues in Africa. There are people suffering in their families because of witchcraft and gods. Elechi Amadi has written this novel focusing on a beautiful woman who is the concubine. The word the concubine means unmarried woman who only exists or sex with different men, have sex with people, and our marriage does not exist. The plot of this novel is a flashback because it started with the quarrels of two young men who are brothers, Emenike and Madume. These young people are fighting over a piece of land. In fact, the piece of land belongs to Emenike. Also, Madume claims it is his land because they have bordered their areas. One day when Emenike was in the field farming on that piece of land, Madume came to the area and challenging him with claiming that he was farming on the area. At the end, they started fighting, and Emenike was overpowered and trapped of a stump and passed out. Elechi Amadi, tell us the characteristic of these people. Emenike is a young man who is good at fighting hard issues. Also, Emenike was an intelligent person. Was a young man. He loves his family. His wife is a woman, who is the main character of this book. They have two sons. Madume is a miscreant in the village. Every person who is close to him fighting over the land. Madume has a big boat. He is a poor. He has a wife called Wolu. Madume has 4 children. All of them are female. Males do not like their female children. We find the themes of gender stereotypes. We also see social conflict between Madume and the society in case of land. Also conflict between Madume and Emenike. We get the themes of land conflict. After Emenike fainted, Madume panicked and ran to a neighbor village, fearing he had killed his brother. When he went to Ihoma, she wondering why my husband had not returned until now. She went to the farm and found that her husband Emenike had regained consciousness. That is, he had woken up. Ihoma was surprised, thinking that her husband might have been injured by a leopard. Emenike had a lock chest problem. Ihoma took her husband to a witch doctor for treatment. We find the themes of superstition beliefs. After a week, Emenike recovered, and the family was happy to Emenike's recovery. One day, Emenike's chest problem started bothering him, and death befell him. The family and the community in general were saddened by the death of Emenike, a young man who was a hard worker. The community know that the person who caused Emenike's death was Madume. The community began to deserve him because he was mischievous. The community buried Emenike and performed rituals in order to get rid of evil spirit in the community. We get themes of death. After the death of Emenike, life continued for Ihoma, and the community went to console her on the death of her husband. Nadi went to console her brother-in-law. Kweme also went to confirm Ihoma. Ihoma's marriage lasted for 6 years, and they had 2 children. President Oyono tell us that after Emenike's death, Madume began seducing Ihoma with the aims of marrying him so that he would have sons because his wife had all daughters. Ihoma refused to marry Madume because he is the cause of Emenike's death. Madume did not get tired of chasing him. There was one day we are told by writer that Ihoma was in the field harvesting crops planted by Emenike. Suddenly, Madume found him in the field and started chasing him. Ihoma left in anger and headed home. Madume was in the field picking a stick when a cobra snake spat in his eyes and he became blind on the spot. Madume screamed in need of help. Madume's life became blind, and in the end he hanged himself because he could not bear the condition of blindness. The community was very surprised by the deaths of two people in a short time. So, dear listener, let us ask ourselves why these people are dying in a short time. The community buried Madume and life continued to move forward. Fred and Oyon tell us the story and the reason of the deaths of two people. It is caused by seeking. There is a character known as the name of Anyika. This is a mediator, the bear, who talks to spirit about the issues of their community. Anyika talked to the spirit and they told her that there is a woman in your village who is not an ordinary human being and her husband is a seeking. Seeking is a demon that lives in the sea. Ferdinand Oyono tells us that the seeking is the king of the sea and he has many wives and the woman he loves is the Homa. The seeking gave her a condition that if she goes to the world, she will not marry any man. And if this man gets married, he will be killed. That is why you witnessed the death of Emenike and Madume. But the one who killed them was the seeking. The jealous of the seeking made Ihoma called the Concubine. The community realized that after being informed that Ihoma is not an ordinary human being because Ihoma is a very beautiful woman and she is also a good advocate to her fellow women. Fred and Oyono tell us that there is another young man called Ekweme. He is the son of a Wigwe and Adaku, made by his parents to every young man called Yahweh, but he does not like to her. Ekweme fell in love with Ihoma and they had a plan to marry Ihoma, and Ihoma fell in love with Ekweme. Ekweme's parents forbade their body because Ihoma is an older woman. Therefore, we marry Ahwole because they gave her a doll when she was 5 years old. Ekweme, he forced her to marry Ihoma until which Dr. Anyika told him Ihoma is not a normal human being. He does not see the death of Emenike and the Madume caused by years of seeking. Ekweme says that even if he marries her, it will be enough for him for one day because he loves her too. She is a beautiful woman in their village. There was one day Ekweme were fighting with Ahwole, and the final Ahwole ran to Onuma's mother house and was given medicine to calm down the man. The medicine poisoned Ekweme and made him class. Ihoma took him to local Hela, and his initial condition turned. Ekweme parents agreed to let your son marry Ihoma. They called a local medicine man to come and perform the rituals for giving birth to Ihoma. Anyika told them that they would go to perform ritual in the sea so that the seeking would allow them to marry. Anyika needed a lizard to go to perform a ritual. The son of Ihoma saw a lizard walking outside and took an arrow to aim at the evil sea lizard. He stabbed Ekweme with an arrow in his stomach, and the blood came out, and Ekweme's life ended there. At the end of the book, the community understood the challenges of Ihoma becoming the concubine. It is because of the jealous of the seeking who wanted Ihoma to be the concubine. Dear listener, this novel has 30 chapters. Many teachers and readers are led to read it because it is long. The title of this novel refers to the content inside because the concubine is a symbolic title who reflects the main characters, who is Ihoma. Even man who finds her dies, example Menike, Madume, and Kweme have been killed by the Sea King because of jealousy. The main setting is Nigeria, and subsetting is rural settings such as Aliji village, Migwe village, and many other villages found in Nigeria. The style used by author is narration, monologue for characters, and he has used songs at the funeral. Themes we found in this novel, such as death, fate, poverty, superstition beliefs, polygamy, for example, Ekweme's father and Ahuore's father, wife being an example of early marriage, example of Ekweme for Ahuore. The message we found in this novel is to let go out of outdated tradition. Listen the advice from parents. Love is not restricted. Ferdinand Oyono has shown family conflict, for example, Madume and the wall, because of gender stereotype, social conflict between Madume and the society because of Emenike's death. There is an interpersonal conflict such as Madume and Madume after killing Emenike. Ferdinand Oyono has shown the role and the position of women. Women portrayed as a hard worker like Ihuoma. Women portrayed as a good advisor, example, Ihuoma. Women portrayed as a sympathetic person, example, Ihuoma. The author believes in African tradition. This novel is relevant to Tanzania and other African countries because many people believe in spiritual beliefs, marriage, wife beating. Ferdinand Oyono has shown onomatopoeia as a figurative language in this novel. Also, Ferdinand Oyono used the symbolism, example, Ihuoma stand to represent the woman who suffering with witchcraft. Dear listeners, I have reached the end of the analysis of this novel, The Concubine. I ask you to subscribe to my channel so that you can get information about the analysis of little books. Thank you very much.